Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lovely to see you, or rather, lovely for you to see me. I can't see you. It's just one of those things. Anyway, this week we're looking at all of the reasons why for drama school auditions you should have backup speeches. So you should actually have your first choice speeches, the ones that the drama school are expecting from you, but also have ones in reserve, ones to back you up just in case. And as someone who has sat on audition panels for years now, it is a really, really useful thing when auditionees come in and they have speeches to back up their first choice speeches. And before we delve into all of the reasons why you should be doing this, please make sure that you like this video and that you subscribe and that you tell loads of people about it and that you put comments below and that you ask questions and that you share it and that you watch it again and again and again and continue to learn. It would be super, super useful for you and for me. So yes. Okay, so some context for when we ask you to bring in speeches for drama school auditions. Now, drama schools operate differently. No one drama school has exactly the same process as any other drama school, so make sure that you're reading the instructions and reading all of this stuff on their websites, because some schools will be expecting you to bring in 2 classical speeches and a contemporary, and other ones will be expecting just contemporary and a devised piece, and another one will be expecting a self-tape with a duologue and a song. And you need to make sure that you're actually reading the instructions and not just applying one rule to all. But it seems to be that the standard port of call is that a drama school will ask you to bring in 1 contemporary and 1 classical speech, and they should be no more than 2 minutes long a piece. I usually recommend that they are 1.5 minutes so that you've actually got breathing space to shift and change in the moment. So at no point do drama schools actually say you should have backup speeches, but my recommendation is for whatever the actual school requests from you, always have another one of that in reserve. So if they ask for a contemporary and a classical, make sure that you've got a classical and a contemporary to back it up with. So you're going to end up with 4 speeches. And these are the various reasons why you should be doing this. So reason number 1 is if you go into a drama school audition and you perform your first choice speeches, the ones that they've actually requested, and they kind of go, oh, right, okay, have you got anything else? So that seems to be a common question that's asked in drama school auditions. Have you got anything else? Have you got any other material that you can perform for us today? And that usually is because what they've seen from the actual material that you've been using, it's not a clear or accurate demonstration of what they believe that you are capable of. So they're looking for some kind of contrast from what you've been performing already. Or maybe it's just the fact that your contemporary and your classical didn't contrast strongly enough. You were basically just doing the same thing with both. So they're wanting to see a demonstration of range. Can you do anything else? Which is why they'll ask, have you got anything else, so that we can actually see a little bit of something different. And if you don't have backups, then you're not able to actually demonstrate that on the day. Now, this might not be a make or break, but it can go a long way for you and really benefit you if they're like, is there anything else that you can perform for us? And you do, you're like, hey, I've got this. And it happens to be contrasting. And I highly recommend that every single one of your speeches should be contrasting in some way, then that is going to stand you in really, really good stead. And also in a kind of trivial or shallow point of view, it looks quite impressive that you've actually gone above and beyond to prepare for your audition. It shows that you're actually really, really interested in the material, that you've prepped even more because you love it so much. It shows that you've put the work into and the dedication into the preparation. It shows that you're taking this seriously. It shows that you have a work ethic. It shows that you have a process for actually preparing your work. Another reason why backups are really, really important on the day of audition is that you can actually shift and change and choose to perform different speeches in accordance with where your state of mind is on that day, or indeed to suit the school. So if you happen to have, say, a really kind of cerebral, very still and focused and quite intense contemporary speech, for example, and on the day you're actually feeling quite bubbly and playful and you actually want to expand and use your body a lot more, if you don't have a speech that actually is able to do that, then you're just stuck with that one speech, even though what you're feeling and what you're sensing on that day isn't kind of matching it. So if you've actually got, say, 4 different speeches that all do different things, it means that on the day, if you are feeling a particular way, you can actually cater the material that you use to that, which will only ever be a benefit. It means that you're not actually fighting against feeling, you're using that to inform the material, and you're using the material to inform how you're feeling. And another reason why backups are really, really good is some schools actually have set lists. They actually have set speech lists, and they tend to be classical speeches. So they'll actually say, we want you to prepare a speech from this particular list for your audition with us. And it could be that you don't actually like those speeches, or you don't feel a massive draw to them, which is totally fine. You use those speeches for that particular audition, and for the other ones that you've applied for, you can use another speech. And it's great because you can use the one that was on the set list as backups for your other ones. Having an extensive repertoire of speeches for your drama school auditions is actually a really, really good thing. And actually, one of the most important reasons why having backups is really good is so that you don't get bored. Now look, drama school audition season can be long and drawn out. There's lots of recall rounds, there's lots of kind of applications and self-tapes here and self-tapes there and waiting around and all of that kind of stuff, and you're wanting to keep your material fresh. Now if you've only got 2 speeches, then you might tumble into a bit of a rut with it. They might go stale. You might get really bored with your actual speeches itself. But if you happen to have double the amount of what you're actually supposed to be preparing, then it means you've got more variety, you've got more to play with, and you're less likely to get bored, or you're less likely to get bored as quickly as you would do if you've got less speech. And that can be really, really important, because if you're getting bored and if you're finding that the material is stale, when you go into an audition room, you're just going to be going through the motions as opposed to finding it fresh and creatively each and every time. And that is what the audition panel want to see. We want to see you fully prepared within your work, but for it to be fresh and creative and inventive for you. So being able to cycle through a larger repertoire of speeches is going to be really beneficial for that. And actually, in my opinion, the most important reason why you should have backup speeches is that it gives you a full sense of preparation. You get to go into an audition room thinking that whatever they ask for, whatever they throw at me, I know that I have something that I can apply to that. So if they ask if I've got anything else, I've got something. If I'm feeling a particular way on the day, then I've got a speech for that. It means that you go in feeling more comfortable, more in control, and more confident of your ability and what you've prepared up until that point. If you've only got 2, then it can feel sometimes that, oh, okay, well, I could have done more, and what if they ask for this and I don't have this, and oh my God, I'm gonna blow it. It means that you've actually prepared for all eventualities, and that gives you a nice feeling of security. So when you're actually going into a high stakes environment, a nervous environment like an audition, you actually have something to rest against. And for me, that can be half the battle. The amount of people that come into audition for drama schools and the nerves get to them and all of the kind of words go out of their head, or they don't know what they're doing and it all takes over. If you're actually able to go in with this sense of feeling like you belong, of being in control and confident within your preparation and your ability, panels will sit up and take notice of that. So there we go. They are all of the reasons that I can think of that having backup speeches for your drama school auditions are only ever going to benefit you. Now obviously, don't think about preparing to excess. So don't come in with, oh, I've got 6, 7 different speeches for you to choose from. Don't offer them up to the audition panel. Don't say, oh, well, you've got a choice. I can do this speech or this speech or this speech or this speech. It just looks like you're showing off. So don't do that. Just have them in your back pocket, and if they're asked for, then you have something there. You're fully prepared. And preparing to excess, so anything beyond double what they're asking for, is going to be seen as excessive. That's just going to be more work than you're ever going to be asked for, and it means that you're going to be having quantity over quality, which is the absolute opposite of what you want to be doing. So making sure that your speeches do not exceed 2 minutes, that you're only preparing 4 if they're asking for 2 and nothing more than that. And hey, the likelihood is they're not going to ask for a backup speech, but it is within your power to choose from those 4 or whatever speeches on the day to suit yourself. That sense of preparation, that sense of knowing what you're doing, that is going to be the thing that is going to send you through. It's that old kind of adage of the army, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and found it really useful, and if you did, then just make sure that you click like and that you subscribe to the channel and that you put questions and comments below. I'd love to get back to you, and that you share it with as many people as you think would really, really benefit from this information. Thank you so much again, and until next time, bye!